Kiss the Rings. The Legend of Voltrex, a priesthood tale, narrated by Morgan Z-Man. The royal priesthood. The world would have forgotten itself if it wasn't for them, and it would have forgotten them had it not been for this one particular day, a day that would make the entire world stop and bow to kiss the rings. Such a force wasn't supposed to happen. You see, high intelligence was strictly forbidden in those times by the ruling class, who I referred to as the fooling class, because they sure did have a lot of folks fooled. That is until the royal priesthood came out of hiding in plain sight. You see, the dark magicians didn't expect one black messiah to rise from the ashes, but this was so much more. One they could handle, but an entire army of them was something they never saw coming. You see, this was no typical run-of-the-mill take out the hero and go back to poisoning humanity by lunchtime. No, you see, this was something different entirely. You see, many moons ago, before the true ancient world fell asleep, becoming known as the New World, a secret brotherhood of Moors formed to preserve all the knowledge that would soon be lost. You see, the indigenous astrologers of that time knew the prophecy of the strangers would soon be fulfilled. The Book of Life was split into 4 and placed in the glowing crystal heart of 4 lions, along with a 5th who were fashioned from the guardian of the Tree of Life in the center of the earth plane. This being was a giant gold sentient organic machine with arms and legs fashioned from radio speakers and an astronomical Zodiak clock in his chest, known as Zoltrex, defender of the Superverse. Known by many names in ancient times, such as the Greek Talos. To remain hidden from the destructive curiosity of modern humanity, the 5 elemental lions were placed in the 5 rings of eternity, to be summoned by 5 qualified preordained elite members of the royal priesthood. Together, their power combined with the 5 rings could bring forth Voltrex, who in turn had the amazing ability to open a Zodiac portal to any moment in time. Passed down for generations in time, the rings, the lions, and Zoltrex all faded into nothing more than mythological bedtime stories for children wrestling with the Sandman, or watered down into a nostalgic Saturday morning cartoon to accompany their soggy breakfast cereal. Fast forward to the present time, and the elites with a D in the front rule with an iron fist. That is to say, their dreams of world domination were nearly complete. But before it was, they had to do away with hip-hop once they realized it provided a platform for the magicians and shamans of old to cast their light spells. Something had to be done, for an awakening of such magnitude could cost them everything they worked so hard to steal. In no time, they had lines of hustlers more than willing to lure their people into a grave or prison for the promise of a better life. Once they successfully hijacked hip-hop in broad daylight at the height of its consciousness, they were able to use it to trap the masses and drill any idea they wanted into their mind. Deciding upon genocide as their diet of choice, ignorance quickly became a staple in every household. Kill That Ninja became the soundtrack for every soccer mom on the way to school in the morning. When things couldn't get any worse, the parasitic Phalian scampire bloodsuckers of the pure made a move even they couldn't foresee, much less control the outcome of. You see, these were not your ordinary Hollywood creatures. In fact, they exaggerated these tales so they would go unnoticed amongst humans, looking out for the scary creatures popularized by television and film. In reality, contrary to popular misconception, they could last in the sun for short periods of time before being harmed by it. The vampires controlled the minds of the masses, with mind manipulation programming disguised as entertainment. Every day enough people disappeared to quench their bloodthirst, but not enough for most to stop their regular routine to notice. In time, they began to experiment with making AI cyborgs from the remaining body parts. One of these cyborgs in particular refused to follow instructions and broke out of the lab, but not before taking the lives of his programmers with him. Alone in his madness, he began to multiply himself until he created an entire army of cyber soldiers with which he planned to conquer the world of men. By infiltrating the world of technology that humanity had grown so dependent upon, man would have to recognize how much they depended upon the machine. They would eventually succumb to an artificial necessity they created. The cyber soldiers terrorized the city for days. Self-driving cars crashed, ATMs ate cards like potato chips, and planes fell from the sky like sick birds. That is until the royal priesthood showed up. With time, the rings found their way into the hands of 4 super MCs and a godular synth wizard who would resurrect a dying art after the stage corporate Jewy side of hip-hop. Meet TIYE Phoenix, the mothership. Never let her beauty blind you from her deadly spitums killing everybody in sight. They say she has lost her life over 1,000 times, yet never once tasted the flavor of death. Then you have the mysterious Moor RIPKIN, the god Ian. It is rumored that one of his bars trapped time for eternity. Next you have the founder of the royal priesthood, the one and only KILLAH priest, also known as Brother Glow, also known as the Vedic vaporizer, also known as your arms too short to box with God. Word on the street is that after KILLAH priest killed a killer pretending to be a priest, he took his holy robe and found his ministry. Next you have the mathemagical Zodiak, also known as Kalik Scientific, also known as Barry Flight, also known as Superman Astrologesus, aka the last god MC. They say he raced lightning and had enough time to record an album and make a sandwich before it struck. Now if you look up at the Zoltrex command center, you will see a man known as Voltage Controller, also known as the Frequencer, steering the machine with turntables and powering it with music. Now, if you find that interesting, hold on to your horses. The elite KILLAH clergy of the royal priesthood, who together formed Zoltrex, defender of the Superverse, appeared on the scene when all seemed lost. Surrounded by a circle of golden UFOs from beyond the ice wall, manned by those who escaped the fall of Middle-earth, Zoltrex marched through the city. Every step felt like a small earthquake that would pump fear into the hearts of the bravest of men. Yet on this day they faced a ruthless enemy with no heart or knowledge of fear. Both sides met in an epic clash, sending shockwaves throughout the area. The Golden Lions raced through the streets, chasing the cyborgs like gazelle in the savannah, chewing their metallic parts like fresh meat. TIYE Phoenix was killing everybody in sight, breathing fire on her microphone like a dragon. RIPKIN shot lasers from his eyes, slicing through walking can openers. After eating a salad in a big palace, KILLAH priest joined the battle, breaking metal bones into pieces and making death the sweetest. He grew wings and flew to the palace of the Queen of Hearts along with Voltrex, who reached into the window and dethroned her. You should have seen the look on that old cruel hag's face when the priest sat upon the throne between 2 ivory pillars and spit rhymes, engulfing the palace in flames with Voltrex beside him. Somehow the two even had time to officiate a wedding on the roof of a fancy hotel. Simultaneously, some of the UFOs made a visit to Uncle Sam he will never forget. Meanwhile, on the ground, no matter how many they destroyed, the cyborgs kept coming in what seemed like endless waves. Even Zodiak was overwhelmed, but continued to fight on until he came face to face with Mechatori, the head Skyborg. Though he upgraded himself in many ways, including flight ability, he felt fear for the first time when Superman appeared in a bright flash of lightning. The two flew up into the sky, pouring with heavy rain in an epic battle, resulting in a blast that sent the Skyborg falling to the ground below, breaking the chain of command for the cyber soldiers. Since they were all connected to one wireless network, they were instantly lost without the instruction of their fallen leader, Mecha. In the end, the Empire was restored. The true nobles returned to power, and humanity regained their inheritance and birthrights. High society flourished once again under the holy zodiacal sciences, with hip-hop, which graduated to what became known as hypnosis, founded by the priesthood as its soundtrack. When asked why hypnosis, one of its pioneers simply stated they were putting heads to bed while at the same time waking them up with knowledge that made you hip to what was going on within. All of the world's celebrities, rappers, rulers, ministers, and monarchs showed up to bow, kiss the rings, and pay their respects to their royal priesthood that saved them when all else failed. Zoltrex returned to guard the Tree of Life until he was summoned once again. As for the priesthood, they jumped right through that Zodiac portal and had many more legendary adventures. Like the time that... No, you're not ready for me to tell that one yet. For that, my friends, is a priesthood tale for another day.
Phoenix is at her zenith, I'm the peak setter, deep treasure, speak clever. I am the dawn, always weak, never. I am the alpha and omega, like a Greek letter. Every verse a holy pilgrimage, you reach Mecca.
It'll just a single moment I can see forever. Priesthood demons faint when they see us together. Into molecular connectors of the separatists, belief of the creditors who dream and weave nebulas. So original, we breathe and leave replicas. And dawn on them like dirty dishes, these words delicious. Salad dressing made of venom from a serpent's kisses. Battles in heaven for the earth where men can serve as witness or evict this herbal mistress. Underneath the curb meniscus, worldly riches were fictitious. What kind of sermon is this? Just try diseases to lava fetus to burning isthmus. Heard some hours building, so I hopped in the discussion. Jumped at the chance, flowers blossom when I touch them. K's of Astria and the mystical real Jews. Going out to deliver astrological real news.
Kiss the ring, kiss the ring. And I'll spare the life.
Born natives in the flesh with their hidden wings. I'm talking angles I connect, it's a different thing. We the royal priesthood, we the wizard kings.
The most anticipated. Kiss the ring. Scream the name out. For the priest. Supreme. All male, kiss the ring.
We the royal priesthood, we the wizard kings.
Smacking seas, watch me scream your majesty.
She's not a raven, not a dove, and not a pelican. The immortalized phoenix, universal element. The throne holder with the flow that's most eloquent. Bringing the rebellion, the mothership propelling it. I'm nicer than they ever fathom every time I'm doing this. My energy is like slicing an atom to its nucleus. Interstellar, surpass astronomical. That's why my aura got a sparkle like a diamond do. Soaring through the sky, but I was born underground. Blood on the temple from the thorns in the crown. The seventh seal will open when the horn makes a sound. No time to mourn, you was born not to stick around. So start reflecting and atoning. I recollect the sectors I was known in, even long before the Greco-Roman. Time to bow and kiss the ring, you will respect the chosen. I won the battle before I select my next opponent. 6 million ways to die, they lied to the masses, but they never taught you how to rise up out the ashes. My intuition say we trapped inside a simulation, so I'm here to bring demolition to imitations. I dispelled the pressure when I held the scepter, the luminescent, iridescent solar cell receptor. I rebelled and I refused to sell the elder treasure. Time to unify, rebel against the hell forever. Every word in the verse, you know it is Phoenix. Give the people rebirth like I'm growing a fetus. Say the truth with my chest like showing my cleavage. The mothership kiss the ring, cause we the ring leaders.
Multitasking through the multiverse, immersed in the energy that broke the curse. In a thirst for higher works, dispersed out your speaker box like Peter Tosh. Days balance equal vernal equinox, high voltage, frequent shocks, outward charged particles. Flares bring more color than carnivals, editorials, rhymes and written articles. Alkaline, my arsenal, I'm Canis Media, others are marginal. Fez, brilliant red like a cardinal. Flourishing with other Moorish kings. Kiss the rings, mystic streams, beyond intellect. Holistic beings, ecclesiastic, legendary like Atlantis. Reminded of divine protection, seeing the praying mantis. King Sharif on my throne, caliphate in the east. My influence increased from Greece to Mozambique. Crown jewel, laying new ground rules. Ibukare, my mind sparred in renowned schools. No parlay, gracious, build a oasis. Spacious, greatness, entire priesthood, traveling spaceships. Connect with lawmakers, Mahatmas, scholarly, those who know the truth about the Barbary. God's professor, private sector, peep the architecture. Tartarian, so on the microphone, a barbarian. Islam, Al Day and Bay. If we Voltron clans, we'll run circles round Satan like the Photon band.
Jack fell down, broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. The black and brown came from the ground and filled the sun in the magma. I rap profound as a lounge so nail in front of your master. From merry-go-rounds to burial grounds, I killed every one of you rappers. With my skills I can heal, but my tongue is disaster. The eighth seal is revealed in none of the chapters. Burn them on cheap wood, this royal priesthood. There's cavities and casualties wherever we stood. When I black out and see the bats route, I say things that make the cats crouch. Wings from my back sprout, serpent's coil. Anoint the head with virgin oil, drip with olives. We sit in garments and spit astrologic. Regardless, we goddess and goddesses. And thick as the dip with the garlic. But hard as the chip, that's smart, that's trick knowledge. Nah, we kick knowledge while eating salad in a big palace. The roof open and the sky show a rich harvest. The Bitterman man, the black who a thick target.
Hey, yo, musically I'm married to the group, that's a wedding band. Cycle Jordan rings like Thanos with the heavy hand. The ringleader, the electric lamb. I'm staring at the rings like a breast exam. I'm peering up the next psychoactive drug ring, spirals in the dust ring. I made a campfire with the circle around the sun spring. I see rings in the flowers when the blossoms bloom. Like the onion rings out of supersonic boom. That's two holes in the middle of the VM. I seen rings in the middle of the tree limbs. Clothed in the gospel, the noble apostle. I'm moving more circles than the O's in Morocco. My blow made the rocks blow. Killing sex traffickers, my flow freed the kids in the ring. From death massacre, priesthood, vampire hunters, arrest Dracula. Earth stage, I rock, never left in the ground. But smoke till I'm so high up that heaven is down. 12 angels quickly circle me wherever I'm found. Morris headband leader, that's a heraldry crown. Like no sort of omens, bodies lammed on the floor. Purple rings and cerebellum, see who answers the door. As I quickly throws, they bang the snow rings like the sound of sleeping, playing ring toss with my chakras over mountain peaks. Now to the owl chief, ornaments around the reef, alkali, riding on the decibels around the streets. Brainstormers gather the star charters as every knee bends, kiss the rings of the Zod father. The Don Zada, innocence like the Knock Chomper, knowledge chomper, Kaharaja, squash him like a Kalabasa, Kali Lama, Dalai Lama lamp, Muhammad Ali Baba, uncontrolled voltage. They all bowed down when we stood. Big flag, zigzag, Zodiak, killer priesthood. Killer priesthood.
Scream the name out, royal priest. Leave the blood spilling in the street. King, supreme, all kneel, kiss the ring. Scream the name out, royal priest. Leave the blood spilling in the street. King, supreme, all kneel, kiss the ring.